Section 85 of the Labor Act, it talks about the arbitration, and it's well stipulated or contemplated in the Article 112 of the Namibia Constitution. It talks about the arbitration tribunal. So that is the tribunal is there to handle the dispute or the labor dispute in terms of this act. And this arbitration tribunal is under the auspices of the Labor Commission, whereby we have arbitrators. The arbitrators, they are designated by the Labor Commission in order to determine and to hear and determine the arbitration tribunal. So the arbitration award a process. It's actually a process whereby the arbitrator can also determine and hear the arbitration proceedings during the arbitration award.
All right. Deducing from your explanation of what an arbitration is, what is an arbitration award and when is it issued?
So actually the arbitration award is simply just a decision made by the arbitrator during the arbitration proceedings in that tribunal. So that decision, it's a decision that emanated after the arbitrator analyzes and determine the both parties, and then he issued the decision. And in terms of the labor terminology, it's called arbitration award.
All right. Ms. Kamati, would you like to add on what you just mentioned?
Yes, just in addition to what Mr. Shaw said, basically there are three types of awards. The first one would be an award sounding in money, that it means it's an award given in terms of monetary value to an applicant or whichever party is awarded the award. And then secondly, it could also be an arbitration award of reinstatement. In cases where you find someone has been dismissed, the arbitrator can issue a determination of reinstatement for that particular party. And thirdly, it is a combination of both, which can constitute a sounding in money and also a sounding in reinstatement, which means you are offered or awarded money and reinstatement simultaneously. Thank you.
All right. Now, Ms. Kamati, I'm sticking with you. Which office or institution is responsible for issuing an arbitration award?
Well, I think Mr. Edok already answered that question, but just to repeat a brief, basically awards are issued by arbitrators that are appointed under the auspices of the Office of the Labor Commissioner, which is under the Ministry of Labor, and they issue the awards to any of the party that applies for the awards, and that is under Section 85 of the Act.
All right. Ms. Kamati, I'd like to remain with you still. Okay. What are the legal effects of an arbitration award?
Well, basically, the legal effects of an award could mean that it means that the award that you are being issued or that you are given or provided is a legal and binding document. And secondly, it becomes an award or court of order. That means once it's filed at High Court, whichever party should comply to it or honor the award should do what is applicable by the order.
All right. Mr. Amkwa? Okay.
Yes, before that, I just want to emphasize on what Ms. Kamati already alluded when it comes to the arbitration award. So the arbitration award, actually, if it sounds in money, as she alluded from the beginning, it attracts it earns the interest as prescribed interest act, unless provided otherwise by that arbitration award. Thank you.
All right. Now, Mr. Amkwa, kindly talk to us about the process of enforcing an arbitration and execution of an arbitration award. What does that entail?
Yes, thank you very much. This is I think I caution or emphasize the listeners to put more emphasis in the understanding or listening to this process. So the process started, as she already alluded and said, the award can only become an order of the court if it's filed under the High Court, and it can only be enforced and become an order of the court if it's filed. So that means the arbitration award, after being filed by either, it can either be filed by either the applicant, or it can be filed by the Labor Commission. And after filing by the Labor Commission, the person or the respondent who filed that arbitration award should make sure that the other party also received the proof of filing. So then after that, it's when the applicant can come to the office of the labor Minister of Labor, to the labor inspector, to come and enforce, to make an application in a prescribed form to enforce the arbitration award. So then the labor inspector can go and enforce the arbitration award, and also including the institution of execution by applying to the High Court the writ of execution in terms of the movable property. And after getting the writ of execution from the High Court, now the labor inspector can go and can give that writ, the writ of execution to the deputy sheriff. Now the deputy sheriff go and enforce the arbitration award, the writ of execution. When he go and how the deputy sheriff doing this? So he's going to the respondent and attach the properties, and he can do it by so-called an inventory list. He can come up with the inventory list, the items, the number of items that are to be attached, and those number of items to be attached should be in a satisfaction, or the items to be attached should be enough to satisfy the writ of the execution. So, and then he brings the return of service to the labor inspector, to the Ministry of Labor, and that return of service together with that inventory sheet, that this is the items that are attached. Yeah, and then the labor inspector will, in that writ of execution, also the deputy sheriff include the notice of the sale. So then from there, it's when the labor inspector has to prepare a letter under the signatory of the ED of Ministry of Labor, giving a go-ahead for the deputy sheriff to proceed with the notice of the sale. And then the deputy sheriff will proceed with the notice of sale. And after the notice of sale, it's when the deputy sheriff proceed by auctioning those items until he recover or the money that he needs to recover, so that he can pay the applicant. So that's the process. And after he recover the money, then it's when he can ask the labor inspector or Minister of Labor to provide the banking detail of that applicant, so that he can pay the amount of money into the applicant's directly into his account number. And if if all the money are recovered through that process of attachment of the property, then the file is crossed. The return of service comes to the ministry, to that specific labor inspector, and the labor inspector will close the file in terms of that.
All right.
Yes. Thank you.
All right. Now, Namibia, as per the norm, this is a conversation of national concern. We are inviting you, our viewers and listeners, to take part in this conversation and add your voice onto this conversation. You can follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are at Ministry of Information and Communications Technology, Republic of Namibia. And, or you can also follow us on our YouTube channel. Our handle is MICT Namibia. Alternatively, you can call us at 1/2 past the hour at 061 The call-in number in the studio is 061 400 397. You can call us in the studio at 061 400 397. As we wait for the views and sentiments of the listeners and viewers, we continue with the conversation here in the studio. Ms. Kamati, kindly, Ms. Kamati, does the Namibian Labour Act 2007 give provision for the appeal of an arbitration award?
Yes, of course. Any party that has been subscribed to an arbitration process may appeal to the arbitrator, and that is prescribed under Section 989, subsection 1 of the Labour Act of Namibia.
All right. Mr. Amkwa, do you have something to add there? Okay. Okay, Mr. Amkwa, what does the award, or what happens to the award if the deputy sheriff finds nothing to attach for auction? Deducing from your response earlier when you were talking about the auctioning of properties, what then happens if the deputy sheriff finds nothing to attach for auction?
Yes, thank you very much. The deputy sheriff, after given a writ of execution for movable property, so it's up to the deputy sheriff to go and search for any property to put on auction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but whereby he did not find anything, let's go, he did not find anything to satisfy or the writ, or there's nothing property to satisfy the writ. Obviously, what he has to do is to come back to the person who the writ comes from. That's the labor inspector. He come to give the feedback through the proof of service. That's we are calling it. We have a term on Nurabona. Nurabona means there is nothing. There's no movable properties that he can attach. By that, we usually communicate. We are not ending up there. We should also communicate to the applicant, or the owner of the writ of execution. We inform him the outcome, and then we can also, if the applicant, because the applicant mostly know the respondent better than the labor inspector, maybe if he has any other information, or maybe he knows that there are some other property somewhere, because he knows, he can also come and make a declaration by telling us that yes, the property A and B it's a movable property that belongs to the respondent, and by then it's when we have to under declaration he can advise us, so that we can also convince the deputy sheriff that yes, there are this kind of movable property according to the applicant, and then the deputy sheriff could go and again and try to see that how he can going to follow the procedure until he go and auction those property. And in case there is nothing to attach, obvious that's as we already know, it's a common practice or common law that the first to go to immovable property is the last resort. So now the deputy sheriff again needs the writ of execution for the immovable property. And that, as I said, we have advised, we advise the applicant that yes, there is no movable properties, so you should approach the court to apply for the writ of execution for immovable property. And then after the applicant get the information, and then we forward then he get the information, and then he go and make an application to the High Court to get that writ of execution. Is when the writ of execution, he can forward it to any deputy sheriff that specifies that immovable property.
Please hold on to that thought.
Exactly.
We have a caller on the line, Samuel from Khobabe. Samuel, good afternoon. Hello, Samuel. Can you hear us?
clearly.
Good afternoon, Samuel. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing very well. Yes, I just wanted to ask regarding the arbitration award. Sometimes you find that the case is concluded and the award is supposed to be issued within a course of 30 days in terms of the act, but then it takes you a year to receive an arbitration award. Why is that delay there?
Okay, Samuel, so in a nutshell, you're asking why sometimes the arbitration award takes forever to be issued.
Yes.
All right.
Let us concluded, let me say, for example, it's been concluded this year in June, and then you will receive an arbitration award after a year or after a period of 4 or 5 months. Why? If it is clearly stipulated in the Act that it should only take you 30 days to receive an arbitration award.
All right.
Or an arbitration award to be issued.
All right. Thank you, Samuel. I'm sure my guests here have taken note of your question, but please go back to your TV set or radio and listen to your response.
That's very good.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Can I proceed?
Before you proceed, before you round up on what you were saying, I'd kindly just ask if you can respond to his question so that maybe we can continue with what you were alluding to earlier. Yes,
Okay.
please.
Thank you very much. First, I have to appreciate the question from the caller. I also appreciate the fact that he understood that when the arbitration award to be issued and for how long. However, unfortunately, I have to bear with him that as we are from the Division of Labor Inspectorate, and I have alluded from the beginning that the arbitration award is issued by the arbitrators who are under the auspices of the Labor Commissioner. So I think the question is very valid, it's very good, and I wish he can direct it to the Office of the Labor Commissioner, and surely he will going to get a satisfactory answer from the Office of the Labor Commissioner. Thank you.
All right.
Yes,
Okay, now you can
yes,
round
I
off.
was dealing with the issue of saying there's nothing. The deputy sheriff went there, there's nothing, it's a new labona, we call it a new labona, there is no immovable property. And now is the issue of now crossing the line to the immovable property. Sorry, the other one was a movable property.
Okay.
So now, as I said, the applicant have to be advised accordingly of what he should do. We have to, it's our duty to explain to the applicant every step involved in the process of executing and enforcing of the arbitration award. And now we have just to inform the applicant to approach the High Court so that he can make an application for the writ of execution in terms of immovable property, and then he can get that writ. He can approach the deputy sheriff, and then immovable property can either be, it can be specific, can be either the house or a farm. So then the deputy sheriff will approach the deed office also to proceed with his process, and then until the writ of execution or is being processed according to the satisfactory of the applicant.
All right. Now, Mr. Amkwa, you've alluded to the fact that if it's an immovable property and the sheriff finds nothing, what if in this case the applicant has a joint property with somebody else? Then what happens then?
If the applicant
Has,
or the respondent.
Yes, sorry, the
Yeah.
respondent.
Yes.
Pardon me, the respondent. What if in this case the respondent has a joint property but with someone else?
Yes. If a person has a joint, but is it a company or is it an individual?
Let's say it's like a wife, a couple. So the respondent is the husband and they own a property jointly with the wife. Or it could be with a business partner. What then happens is this property due to be auctioned off because now it's jointly owned by these two. The respondent owns a part of this property, but not the whole of the property. What then happens?
Yes, I think on the arbitration award, it should be clearly stated and cite the name, the applicant's employer on that arbitration award. It's the one that's going to read the deputy sheriff. And if so, the deputy sheriff is already at the knowledge of that on how he can go about it in order to handle that case.
Okay. Would you like to add something, Ms. Kamati?
No,
All
thank you.
Okay. Now, Mr. Amkwa, I've heard you speak of a deputy sheriff. For a layman who does not know what a sheriff, a deputy sheriff, for that matter, is, who is a deputy sheriff and what is their role in this whole process of arbitration?
Deputy sheriff, I can say it's the message of the court. It's a message of the court that the Ministry of Labor contracted, or we are providing the service on behalf of the applicant. So the deputy sheriff is the one who is going to enforce the writ of execution on behalf of the applicant. And he's contracted by the Minister of Labor to proceed with the writ of execution, and then the Ministry of Labor will make use of his service.
Okay. So that is his role in this arbitration process.
Exactly, but after that, he's the one who is going to, the main duties, his main duty there is to get the writ of execution and go and enforce it, and as I have alluded from the beginning, to go and attach the property. That's the movable property, and then he can proceed with the role of the auctioning, notice of sale, try to recover the money that is due to the applicant, and facilitate the process to the payment to the applicant, and then he can report to the Ministry of Labor, and then we close the case.
All right. Okay. We have Samuel back on the line from Khobabe. Samuel, welcome back.
Yes. Can I pose the question again?
Yes, kindly.
Yeah. So my question is based on the deputy sheriff function. No, there is the writ of an execution issued to the. There is a writ of execution issued to the deputy sheriff to perform his or her duty. But then the deputy sheriff does not perform his or her duty in line with his functions or the functions of the specific office. What is it that we need to do if the deputy sheriff was issued with an execution to enforce the award and he does not do so? Should we report directly to the registrar of the High Court, or where do we report?
Okay. All right. I'm sure my guests have taken note of your question. Once again, Samuel, please go back to your TV set or radio and listen to your response. Thank you so much for adding your voice to this very critical topic of discussion. Thank you. All right. Who would like to take
Yes.
Samuel's?
Yeah, Mr. Samuel alluded that the deputy sheriff is not doing his job.
Yes. As
to his
per the
satisfaction.
yes.
Yeah, but as I have alluded that the deputy sheriff, I think he also came with a suggestion that can he go and report it to the registry of the court. I think that is also a good proposal, and he can do it, because as I have alluded from the beginning that the deputy sheriff is not an employee of the Ministry of Labor. However, he gave us the return of service. In that return of service, he described what steps he has taken in order for him to come to that conclusion. And in that steps, like I did this one, I did this one, I did this one, and I come to this conclusion. And as I have alluded from the beginning, because I know the applicant knows, like for example, the properties of his employers very well than anyone else, he can come forth and make a declaration with the policy and try to give maybe to write under oath that yes, these are the property for the, and then the deputy sheriff will go again and try to verify what the applicant have said, until the aim is to for all the work to be done up to the satisfaction of the applicant.
Okay. Now, Ms. Kamati, would you like to add on to what?
Yes, thank you. Just in addition to what Mr. Amka said, also I think it's imperative that when people are involved within an arbitration award and so forth, or they've been awarded an award, what they should take cognizance of is the fact that you can follow up with the labor inspectors that are duly set or working on your files. So that is another mechanism that can be used in terms of following up on the status of your award, because the labor inspectors directly communicate with the office of the deputy sheriff, and in that instances when we follow up with sheriff's office, it can also enlighten us in terms of if this process has not worked, what are the other applicable processes that we can follow to ensure that the award is executed rightly.
All right. So, Ms. Kamati, in an event that, for example, an applicant has been issued an award and they still feel that something is pending or is lacking or is not to their satisfaction, is there anything that these applicants can do to, for example, appeal, maybe, I don't know where, but can you guide us? What is the next process that they should be doing? I know earlier we've alluded to something as such, but maybe can you just speak more on where the process starts and where it ends, so that we can guide this person who might be in this predicament?
Okay, thank you for the question, Helene. So first of all, I think it's very important then that when the parties to an award are still going through the process with the Office of the Labor Commissioner, that if there are any issues or omissions within that process that they want to bring to the attention of the arbitrator, then that should duly be done before the 30 days are over. That is where you have the opportunity to appeal the process, whether there are variations or changes that need to be made within the award, or there are issues of concerns that were not highlighted correctly, and that I think is an avenue provided by the arbitrators to pursue.
All right. Okay, Mr. Amkwa. I'd like to know we've spoken on the terms of what happens if a deputy sheriff finds nothing to attach for auction, and you have spoken to the fact that if they have properties that they own jointly, so it is clearly stipulated on the arbitration award as to what needs to be followed. Can you perhaps allude just briefly what needs to be followed here for somebody that is in this predicament and is really listening now, hoping that they can get maybe clarity from this session? Are you able to speak to us on that regard?
Yes, thank you very much. When an applicant raise or take his case to the Office of the Labor Commission until the arbitration process, we hope the employee knows who is his employer, and if it's a business or is an individual, and then the information he gives to the arbitrator. So if it's the name of the business, for example, Hireni Property Y or Hireni and Who joint venture, so it has to be to be clearly there on the arbitration award. And when the arbitration award, it's going to be in the process of, or for the process of the execution, to institute the execution, then that arbitration award will guide the deputy sheriff. Then if it's a joint venture per se, it's like that, then the arbitration, the deputy sheriff already knows. So it is quite difficult to specifically point out what is going to be done, because every case, it has its own merit for now. And the deputy sheriff, when he go and execute, if there is any complication or any issue of with it, he will bring the return of service and report what is the problem. Then we can advise on such, or he can explain on such. So if I get your answer correct.
Okay.
Yes.
No, indeed, you did justice on that one. So in a nutshell, what we are saying is also that once an award, arbitration award, has been awarded, there is no way to retract it, or the case has reached its final, what is it called? Its final stage, right?
After the arbitration award saved to both parties, whether it's the applicant or the respondent, upon the receiver or saving that arbitration award, they have 30 days to appeal that award. To the 30 days, from that, within 30 days, we have either to either to honor to that arbitration award for both parties, or you can appeal against the arbitration award to the High Court.
Okay.
Yeah, it is either based on fact, or it's based on law, or the mixture of, depends to the noting of your appeal, what you are appealing. And then it gives you a provision and enough time now for the justice for your complaint to be heard by the High Court, because appeal, it's somebody making an application to the High Court, either for the reversal of that arbitration award, so that it has to be checked.
Okay.
So then any other errors or whatever to satisfy the either party can be done into that process.
Right. So if I understood you correctly, so after the arbitration award has been rewarded, within the period of 30 days, either the applicant or the respondent has the right to appeal within the 30 days given period after receiving the award. And the response thereof needs, it's either to honor meaning to accept that you are on par with, in alignment with you, or in agreement with the arbitration reward awarded to you, or you appeal to the High Court, meaning that you are disputing the award.
Exactly.
All right. Ms. Kamate, would you like to add something? Perhaps if I can continue. Okay. Now, Namibia, as earlier alluded to, this is a conversation of national concern. We are inviting you, our viewers and listeners, to add your voice onto this conversation. You can also follow us as we stream live this discussion on Facebook. On Facebook, we are at Ministry of Information, Communications and Technology, Republic of Namibia, pardon me. Or you can also stream us live on our YouTube. Our handle there is MICT Namibia. Alternatively, you can call us in the studio, and our calling number is 061, that's the area code, 400-397. The calling number is 061-400-397. Now, Mr. Amkwa, taking into consideration that the deputy sheriff is not an employee of the Ministry of Labor, who pays for their service? Is it the customer, which is the applicant, I'm assuming in this case, or is it the Ministry of Labor, Industrial Relations and Employment Creation? Who pays for their service?
Yes, thank you very much. The deputy sheriff, Ministry of Labor is a client of the deputy sheriff, like any other clients. And whenever a client used the service for the deputy sheriff has to be invoiced. So we receive the invoices from the deputy sheriff for the service he delivered on behalf of the applicants. So now the deputy sheriff charge us, or the fee and the tariff the deputy sheriff is charging us, it's in accordance with the rates or with the High Court rules that are prescribed the fees and the tariff that the deputy sheriff has to charge from their clients. So, in fact, the clients we are also paying on behalf of the clients for the work done on their behalf by the deputy sheriff.
Okay, so simply put, the deputy sheriff is a consultant of the Ministry of Labor, or are you saying that the Ministry of Labor is the client of the sheriff, deputy sheriff?
Yes, we are clients,
Okay.
because the deputy sheriff has also many clients. So we are one of the clients of the deputy sheriff.
So simply put, he's a consultant. A deputy sheriff is like a consultant, and the Ministry of Labor makes use of their service.
Yeah, we may say like that.
Okay, and so the Ministry of Labor also does the payment on behalf of the clients, which
Exactly.
is...
That's why even if the Ministry of Labor did not pay the deputy sheriff, he can, like any other client who failed to pay the service, he can say, no, we cannot make use of our service until your account is full settled. So by that, it's our client, isn't it? Thank you.
All right. Now, Namibia, we are inviting you, our viewers and listeners, add your voice to this conversation. It's quite critical. I'm sure there are Namibians out there that are hoping to get answers from this very fruitful discussion. Please follow our discussion on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are at Ministry of Information and Communications Technology, Republic of Namibia, or you can stream us live on our YouTube channel. Our handle there is MICT Namibia. Alternatively, you can call us in the studio, and our calling number is 061 400 397. Our calling number is 061 400 397. Ms. Kamati, earlier on we spoke to the officers and institutions responsible for issuing arbitration. Are we saying that alternatively these awards are only issued by the Ministry of Labor, the Labor Commissioner itself?
Yes, you see, the arbitrators are duly appointed legally by the minister in accordance with the provisions of the Act. So there are bases where you'll find where if there is need for more arbitrators, people can apply to the minister, and you find cases where you have part-time arbitrators appointed to assist the office further in case of shortage of staff. Okay. So yes, the minister does appoint the arbitrators, and they are duly appointed just to foresee those provisions of the Act and no one else.
Okay.
Yes.
So if I understand you correctly, the arbitrators are not employees of Ministry of Labor, but falling under the Labor Commissioner's office. Do I get you correct?
Yes, the Labor Commissioner's office is a division under the ministry, just like the Labor Services Department that we are, we are from. So the ministry is an umbrella body of different divisions that have different functions to ensure that we create sound relations, harmonious employment and opportunities, and fair treatment to all parties, not just being the employees, but also the employers as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, there was a session we had here at the Government Information Center, I think earlier, a month back, if I'm not mistaken, and we had a discussion whereby the Deputy Labor Commissioner was here, and she indicated that the labor commissioner is an independent body. Are the arbitrators also are they independent, or are their decisions influenced by the ministry, seeing that the ministry is the umbrella body of the labor commissioners?
I believe that whatever duties and responsibilities the arbitrators are executing, they are under the provisions of the Act, which is guided by the Minister's Office and the Ministry, as per the gazetted provisions.
Okay. Mr. Amkwa, back with you. Have not forgotten about you.
But before that, I just want to end a little bit what Nelau has alluded. You talk about the impartiality and independent. Yes, whenever the arbitrators are executing their arbitration in terms of this act, they are impartial and independent when they are doing their work. Yes.
Okay. All right, Namibia, we are inviting you, our viewers and listeners, once more. Please add your voice to this conversation. Follow us on our social media platforms. On Facebook, we are at Ministry of Information and Communications Technology, Republic of Namibia. Or you can follow our discussion on our YouTube channel. Our handle there is MICT Namibia. Alternatively, you can call us in the studio, have your sentiments heard and your views, and ask your questions at no cost. We have the officials here, the experts in studio. Ask your questions and, add your voice to this conversation. Now, Mr. Amkwa, okay, say the deputy sheriff, as per Mr. Samuel's question, say he, how do I put it, deliberately, if I can put it that way, deliberately or intentionally just fails to do their duty as per their mandate. What does their ministry then do? What can the ministry do to ensure that the sheriff, do what they are tasked to do as per the mandate between the agreement between them, the sheriff, and the ministry?
Okay. Thank you very much. The deputy sheriff, it's as the Mr. Samuel has alluded, talks about the...
Sorry, my humble apologies, Mr. Amkwa. We have a caller on the line. Elizabeth from Ondangwa. Good afternoon, Elizabeth. Hello, Elizabeth, can you hear us?
Good afternoon, ma'am. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you, Elizabeth?
I'm doing fine.
All right. How would you like to add your voice to this conversation?
What I wanted to emphasize regarding to the labors is that most of us who are working in the private company, if something happened to us, we are not educated that we have to go visit the office of the labor. You can have a person or the employee who went through hearing and something like that, but when the outcome of the hearing come out and it's dismissal, that person don't know where to go to get help. So what I'm appealing to the Ministry of Labor is to send the people out from the office and visit the private companies to educate their employees.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth.
I don't know whether I'm in the same topic because I just came late to the TV.
No, Elizabeth, you are absolutely right. Yours is more like, a contribution and not a question.
Yeah, that is only a suggestion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Elizabeth. We appreciate your contribution for this afternoon.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
All right.
Maybe comment on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's a very good comment that she made, because she just wants us to, at least to make education awareness
Yes.
to the general public out there, so that they can know about the provisions of the Labor Act, and also have the knowledge of the Labor Act. But for example, this one is also part of it. It's also educative platform, and this is my second time we are here. And when we are following everywhere, we have a load shows that are always out the country, and we also develop these posts. We have posters on Know Your Labor. It's always there on Facebook, and it's also in additional to that. And yes, the point is well taken. We should obviously put more effort so that we can go and strengthen the education awareness to the general public. Our aim is also to make sure that everyone is understand this one, so that they can enjoy their life, their rights, and enjoy the basic condition of employment. So that's a very good comment. Thank you very much.
All right. Okay, we have another caller on the line, Abdul from Windhoek. Good afternoon, Abdul. How are you?
Good afternoon, my sister. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you, Abdul?
I'm doing okay. Good afternoon, my brother, and good afternoon, my listeners and my dear sister.
Yes, good afternoon.
First of all, my dear sister, from your studio, the government report, I just want advice from you. First of all, we are finding it a little bit difficult on your topic that you are presenting every day and every day. The reason is, whenever, this is just advice from my side, and maybe listeners, some of the listeners will come on also. You put your topic of your presenting show when you are going to the stadium, so that when the people are going to call you, they can able to understand what is the topic about, what is the discussion about, because we are getting it a little bit harder to participate, because most of the callers are not calling because they are listening, but they do not get the particular point of direction where the topic is about. So that is the first thing of your show. And the Ministry of Work, not Ministry of Labor, there are some questioning that we just have some few questions. As a Ministry of Labor, I know that you are not making money for Namibia, but you are a worker of Namibia. All ministries are under your leadership, under your shoulder. So if this is the case, how do you able to help a person who is selling in the street from the abuse of police forces that are all the time attacking these people who are trying to look for bread and butter in the market, in the street side, whether be in the premises of schools and universities, they are there selling outside there. And second thing, drivers. We have people who are driving does not have this permit of working, and we have the Ministry of Health. My brothers, I really want you to phone these people and meet them. If you have, as a Minister of Work, as Minister of Labor, you are responsible to take care of society. Cleanliness is one of the first things that we need to put in. When you go to the hospital, it's full of grasses. Your ministry is connecting in labor work. How do you sure that this minister cannot able to manage his own ministry of cleanliness in the premises of his own particular office? And many people complain about these things. If there is no job, why do you not fix this job ministry under your ministry, so that you can able to clean the city of Windhoek
Abdul?
and hospital?
Abdul?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, quickly before you go, I'd like to ensure that I have your sentiments clear. Your second point, what exactly are you alluding to? I'm finding it difficult to...
The second point is about cleanliness, and at the same time, your ministry is connecting all ministries are supposed to be thoroughly clean their premises. They are saying there is no create of job. They are not create of job. So your ministry can also assist the municipality and the Minister of Health, especially the building of Minister of Health, which is in town, next to what you call the main city there, the main city where the Minister of Social Worker and Social Welfare being, the blue building, my brother and my comrade friends, you need to go there and give these people how to maintain work, appointment, and cleanliness in the environment, because your ministry is connecting. So that's why I want to pass this message through by your assistant.
Okay,
so
Abdul.
you can be able to help them.
All right.
By creating job and cleanliness also. Yeah, that's why I think it can be the right channel.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right, Abdul. Thank you so much for your contribution this afternoon. Okay, Mr. Amkwa, before Abdul called, I think his was more like just a suggestion or contribution. It isn't a question or so. I'd like to know, before he called, you were discussing the, awareness creation that the ministry is doing from its side.
Yes.
So you weren't done speaking. Maybe you can round up on what you were alluding to just before Abdul called.
Yes, thank you. I just want to allude to the earlier caller, just to maybe to emphasize by saying, okay, there are other different types of also educative platform apart from physical inspector coming to give education awareness, and this is created by the medias that we are having, because we are now in the world of technology everywhere, whether it's a WhatsApp, maybe WhatsApp group, or on a status, or Facebook, or YouTube, or anything, where we find the opportunity and we have a knowledge or sourceful information, we should grab it for our own. So that's why I'm saying I'm rooted that we created a lot of platform where we are sharing a lot of information, and the information are shared throughout the country and involve about it's also less cost. It also just a matter of pressing a button and view it and checking it, and then by that process, or by that way, we can be able now to educate each other in every types of corner. However, I'm also in agreement with him, with her, that no, we should maybe perhaps strengthen our education awareness physically to the regions, and wherever we are conducting the workplace inspection, we are always giving education awareness. And it's very good that we should always keep on educating and educating and educating our people. Indeed. So that we can make sure that they understand.
Right.
Thank you.
We have run out of time. Ms. Kamati, kindly give us your concluding remark for this show.
Well, I think this is basically a good platform for people to call in, to ask their questions where they do not understand the aspects of the Labor Act. And we are here to assist the nation with whatever issues that they might experience in terms of labor issues. But however, also like to note that our offices are open. We've got an open door policies. We've got the regional offices across the country that people can go to. And where someone feels that they are out of reach of those regional offices, they are always welcome to call the ministry, and we also do assist them via the telephones or through our Facebook's page, like Mr. Amka alluded to earlier.
All right. Mr. Amka, do you have anything else that you would like to say to the Namibian nation, perhaps?
Yes, to the Namibian nations, when it comes to the issue of employment, and we are trying, as a ministry, we are trying by all means to give more information on all our areas of when it comes to the provisions of the Labor Act, because our main aim is for the nation to know and to ensure the compliance from all parties. So this kind of information We hope it's scattered all over the country so that everyone can be able to know or approach any office as the law allotted nearby, wherever you are, and get more information that can help us. Because one way or the other, we are all either employer or employee. So thank you.
Indeed. All right, Namibia, that is all the time we had for today's discussion. I sure hope you've learned one or two things from this very fruitful discussion, in my opinion. Join us again on Wednesday as we unpack another topical issue of discussion here at the Government Information Center. From myself, Hileni Felipe Samunyela, and the entire GIC production crew, it's goodbye.